In this section, we are going to learn about various cell organelles like endoplasmic reticulum, which is also called as, in short, ER, Golgi apparatus, then lysosomes, vacuoles, mitochondria, and plastids. So we'll be looking at endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, vacuoles, mitochondria, and plastids. These many cell organelles will be discussed in this section. Let us first discuss about the cell organelle endoplasmic reticulum. Earlier, when we were studying the structure of nucleus, I told you the outer membrane of the nucleus continues outside as a channel of tubules. Like tube like structure. Channel എന്ന് പറയുമ്പം continuous ആയി കിടക്കുന്നത് ട്യൂബ് പോലെ കാണുമ്പോൾ ട്യൂബ് പോലെ തോന്നില്ലേ. So a channel of tubule like structures called as endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum basically are of two types: SER, RER. SER can be expanded as smooth endoplasmic reticulum and RER is expanded as rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now, why are they called as SER and RER? When observed through a microscope, the SER region appears very smooth, whereas the RER region appears grainy and rough. Now, RER appears grainy and rough because of the presence of ribosomes which is studded on it. Ribosomes present on the surface of this looks when looked through a microscope appears very rough. Pakshe, the absence of ribosomes in certain regions makes it to look smooth. Hence, those regions are called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So, we have two regions, rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Now, what are their functions? Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is involved in the lipid synthesis or production of lipids. Rough endoplasmic reticulum is involved in the production of proteins. Okay, why are they able to produce proteins? Because they have ribosomes present in them. Alright, so SER produces lipids and RER produces proteins. Now, what are the other helps or other functions performed by endoplasmic reticulum? Since they are the site of lipid and protein synthesis, they help in the formation of cell membrane. Can you think why? Recall that when we studied cell membrane, I told you cell membrane is made up of lipids and proteins, and hence endoplasmic reticulum helps in the formation of cell membrane by a process called as membrane biogenesis. Membrane biogenesis. So, one function of the endoplasmic reticulum is membrane biogenesis, that is helping in the formation of cell membrane. And apart from that, they are also involved in making some enzymes or hormones. Now, also, the material which is synthesized or produced in the endoplasmic reticulum are transported to various parts or transported to various target regions in the cell. It can be in the cytoplasm, or it can be some other cell, or it can be within the nucleus. Anywhere that the cell requires, transportation is enabled. Another structure which lies close to the endoplasmic reticulum is Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex. Now, if you see here, it is a membrane-bound structure with flattened sacs or flattened disc-like shape. Many flattened disc-like structures are arranged or stacked one above the other in a parallel fashion. Each stack or each disc-shaped structure is called as cisternae. What is it? It is called as cisternae, and they are stacked one above the other in a parallel fashion. This is the Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex. It is named so because it was discovered by a scientist, Camillo Golgi. All right, now let us look at the function of Golgi apparatus. Now, whatever proteins and lipids are synthesized by the endoplasmic reticulum are released in the form of small vesicles. What are they? Released in the form of small vesicles. Now, these vesicles are taken up by the Golgi complex. As these vesicles travel across the cisternae, they are modified and packaged. They are modified എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ചില ഇംപ്രൂവ്മെൻറ്റ്, ചില സ്ട്രക്ചറൽ ഡിഫറൻസസ് ആർ മെയ്ഡ്. മോഡിഫൈ ചെയ്യും, അതിനെ ആക്റ്റീവ് ആക്കിയിട്ട് മോഡിഫൈ ചെയ്യും, എന്നിട്ട് അതിനെ നല്ല രീതിയിൽ പാക്ക് ചെയ്യും, എന്നിട്ട് എന്ന് വരെ ആവശ്യമുണ്ടോ അന്ന് വരെ സ്റ്റോർ ചെയ്യും. സ്റ്റോർ ചെയ്തതിന് ശേഷം ഇവിടുന്ന് എങ്ങോട്ടേക്കാണോ, സെല്ലിൻ്റെ എവിടേക്കാണോ അവരെ ആവശ്യം അങ്ങോട്ടേക്ക് ട്രാൻസ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യും. Okay, so the proteins and lipids produced by the endoplasmic reticulum is modified, packaged and stored by the Golgi apparatus and then later transported to target regions. That is the function of Golgi apparatus. Okay, one of the most important functions again by the Golgi apparatus is the production or the formation, synthesis of lysosomes. Okay, now continuing, one structure produced by the lysosome is a lysosome. Okay, now these lysosomes are also membrane bound structures. These are membrane bound structures, but within them, what is present inside? Many digestive enzymes are present. Within the lysosome, many digestive enzymes are present. Okay, these enzymes are activated at a acidic pH. അസിഡിക് പി എച്ച് എത്തിക്കഴിയുമ്പോൾ മാത്രമേ ഇവർ ആക്ടിവേറ്റ് ആവുള്ളൂ. ഈ ഡൈജസ്റ്റീവ് എൻസൈമിന് എന്ത് വേണമെങ്കിലും ഡൈജസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. ദേ ക്യാൻ ഡൈജസ്റ്റ് എനിത്തിങ്. ഓക്കെ, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് വൈ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് കോൾഡ് ആസ് സൂയിസൈഡൽ ബാഗ്. എന്താണെന്നറിയോ? ഇപ്പോൾ ജസ്റ്റ് ഇമാജിൻ സം കൈൻഡ് ഓഫ് ഫോഴ്സ്, ഒരു ഇഞ്ചുറിയോ ഫോഴ്സോ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു ഡാമേജ് പറ്റി ഈ ലൈസോസോമിന്. അപ്പോൾ ലൈസോസോംസ് പൊട്ടിപ്പോവും. അങ്ങനെ പൊട്ടിയാൽ എന്ത് സംഭവിക്കും? ദീസ് ഡൈജസ്റ്റീവ് എൻസൈംസ് ആർ റിലീസ്ഡ് ഇൻസൈഡ് ദ സെൽ ആൻഡ് ദേ വിൽ ഡൈജസ്റ്റ് എനിത്തിങ് ദാറ്റ് കംസ് ഇൻ ദർ വേ, ഹെൻസ് കില്ലിംഗ് ദ സെൽ. So basically the cell is carrying something inside it which can kill itself, self-digesting. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് they are called as suicidal bags. Now apart from that, ഇതിപ്പോൾ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഇഞ്ചുറി സംഭവിച്ചാൽ മാത്രമേ ഇങ്ങനെ സെല്ലിനെ ഡൈജസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുള്ളൂ. അതല്ലാണ്ട് എന്താണ് ഈ ലൈസോസോംസിൻ്റെ ഫങ്ഷൻ? ലൈസോസോംസ് ആർ ഇൻവോൾവ്ഡ് ഇൻ ഡൈജസ്റ്റിംഗ് dead parts of a cell. എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഈ സെല്ലിൻ്റെ അകത്ത് ഇപ്പോൾ സപ്പോസ് ഈ ഗോൾഗി അപ്പാരറ്റസ് പഴയതായി ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഡെഡ്. Okay, new Golgi apparatus is formed. So somehow we have to remove the old Golgi apparatus. Now this lysozymes will digest it will engulf. They will engulf the old Golgi apparatus and digest them because they contain digestive enzyme. Now if not that, imagine a small bacteria. A small bacteria enters the cell. This bacteria can harm the cell. Before the bacteria harms the cell, this lysosome will engulf them, will take them inside them and kill, because they contain digestive enzymes in them. All right, children. Now, the cell organelle that we are going to learn next is mitochondria. Okay, we are going to learn about mitochondria. Mitochondria is also a membrane-bound structure. But unlike the membrane-bound structures that we have learned till now, mitochondria has two membranes. Can you see? One inner membrane and an outer membrane. Okay, the outer membrane is a continuous layer, whereas the inner membrane has been partially infolded. അകത്തേക്ക് fold ചെയ്തിരിക്കുകയാണ്. But the folding is incomplete and partial. Can you see that? Yes. Now, mitochondria is the site of ATP production. In a cell, mitochondria is the site of ATP production, which is nothing but packets of energy. ATP is packets of energy. Because of this the reason that mitochondria produces ATP, mitochondria is also called as, do you know what? Powerhouse of a cell. They are also called as powerhouse of a cell. Now, look children, mitochondria is special in one way that it has two membranes. But not only that, apart or unlike any other cell organelle, mitochondria has a DNA of its own. It has its own DNA. Kannanda, a small circular DNA. Okay, very special because it has two membranes and it has its own DNA. Now move on to next cell organelle. Next cell organelle we'll be studying is small coin-like or circular spherical structures called as plastids. What are they? Plastids. Now, these plastids, just like mitochondria, are double membrane bound. They are double membrane bound. That is, they have two membranes surrounding them. And also, just like mitochondria, they have DNA of their own. They have DNA of their own. Okay, children. Now, what are plastids? Plastids are structures which store pigments. Plastids are structures which store pigments. Pigments എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ എന്താണ്? Pigments are color giving compounds. They are color giving compounds. Now, you have to understand here that plastids are present only in plants. They are present only in plant cells. Look around yourselves. Look at the various trees and plants that is around you. You might observe that some plants have different colors like red, orange, yellow. Yes, how do they get these colors? They get these colors because they contain plastids which have color giving pigments. Plastids basically are of two types, leucoplast and chromoplast. Leucoplast is a kind of plastid which do not store any pigments. Instead, they store reserve food. They store reserve materials or reserve food like carbohydrates, oils and proteins. So plastids are of basically two types, leucoplast and chromoplast. Leucoplasts do not contain any color giving pigments. Instead, they contain reserve food material. Reserve food material എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ carbohydrates, oil and proteins. Chromoplast. Chromo means color. So, chromoplast is a kind of plastid which contains color giving pigments. One such kind of plastid or one such kind of chromoplast is chloroplast. Chloroplast contain the pigment chlorophyll. Now, do you know why chlorophyll is important to plants? Chlorophyll is very important to the process of photosynthesis. I'm sure you might have heard about it. So plastids are of two types, leucoplast, chromoplast. Leucoplasts do not contain color-giving pigments. Instead, they contain reserve food materials like carbohydrates, proteins, and oils. Chromoplast is a kind of plastids which contain colored pigments. One such chromoplast is chloroplast. Chloroplasts contain the pigment chlorophyll, which give green color to the plants and also help in photosynthesis. Now the final structure that we are going to discuss about is the vacuole. What is it? Vacuole. Okay. Now what is the function of vacuole? Vacuoles are small spherical structures present in plant cells as well as animal cells. They are more in number in animal cells but smaller in size. Whereas in case of plant cells, there will be one only single vacuole, but it will occupy almost 90% of the cell, a very large vacuole. What does a vacuole do? Vacuole store substances. It will store substances which is not much essential to the സെൽ എന്നുവെച്ചാൽ സെല്ലിന് അത്രയ്ക്ക് അങ്ങോട്ട് അത്യാവശ്യമുള്ള അല്ലാത്ത സാധനങ്ങൾ സ്റ്റോർ ചെയ്യുന്ന സ്ഥലമാണ് വാക്യൂൾ. സബ്സ്റ്റൻസസ് ലൈക്ക് വാട്ടർ, സോൾട്ട്, ഷുഗർ, സംടൈംസ് ടോക്സിക് മെറ്റീരിയൽസ്, സെല്ലിന് ടോക്സിക് ആയ സാധനങ്ങൾ സ്റ്റോർ ചെയ്യുന്ന സ്ഥലം. അങ്ങനെ സെല്ലിന് അധികം ആവശ്യമില്ലാത്ത സാധനങ്ങൾ സ്റ്റോർ ചെയ്യുന്ന സ്ഥലമാണ് വാക്യൂൾ. ഓക്കെ. That was about our cell organelle. Now by the end of this video, till now നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഇത്രയും നേരം നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ചത് different kinds of cell structure, cell components and the structures which are present inside the cell. അല്ലേ? So based upon what we have studied, let us try to classify the cells into two types. That is animal cell and plant cells. Now following you will see the main differences between plant cell and animal cell and also the diagram of a typical plant cell and animal cell. Learn to draw the plant cell and animal cell. It will be asked for the exam. The animal cell and plant cell, അതിൻ്റെ differences മനസ്സിലാക്കി അതിൻ്റെ diagram നല്ലോണം പഠിക്കണം. Okay.